So I'm going to start over and just say that one of the important things when we are involved in Shaklee, whether you're involved it just as a hobby, sharing products, or you're building a business, you want to earn additional income. Having your own personal 2-minute story is crucial. And that is something that we work with you on. So I've got a couple places that you can go to on here to be able to have the notes so that you don't have to write everything down that I'm saying. It's going to be in here, and it's going to be on a couple files that you can download and print, because I'm all about having everything in writing and having some place that I can go back and look at it. All right. So when you come into the bybyteam.com, you can come into here to the ambassador training week 2, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom. And this is where you find the creating your personal business story. And like I said, business or product. And we talked about vacations. When I go on a vacation, I've got sites I want to see, things I want to do, maybe food I want to eat, and all the exciting things about that. And then I'll book my travel. I'll book my travel of how I'm going to get there, what are the hotels that I have to stay in. All of that will get figured in after I figure out the why that I want to go. So same principle of why we fell in love with Shaklee and how it changed our life. You know, that compelling story draws your audience. And so there's just some basic points: who you are, where you've been, so that people have a little understanding about you, what happened in your own life to cause you to look for more, how you heard about the company and why you were looking for more, and what's it doing for you, or what is it going to do for you? Because when I started in the business, I hadn't built anything yet. So what I did is I looked at it, this is where I'm going. This is what's going to happen. This is what I'm looking forward to. So I looked at it where it was going to take me. And there are a lot of different examples in here. All right, I'm not going to go through those right now, but you can just go down through and look at those examples. The other place that you can go that has information on this is if you go into the Shaklee University tab and you go into File Share. So in here, if you scroll down, we have our how-to documents. And in our how-to documents, you're going to see right here, crafting your story and drafting and telling your story. So one of these, and like I said, you can download it and you can print it because it's a PDF form. And so again, here it talks about who you are, share your circumstances, what you were looking for, how you found Shaklee, what impressed you, what has improved, and what the best part has been. And then we always want to have a call to action with that. So I actually took a course under Richard Bliss Brooks. So if you ever get a chance to follow him, he's got some great information, and some of this information as far as being an authentic networker, and some of this comes from him, from his what I learned from him. And so this kind of gives a little bit more detail when you're looking at that, because sometimes you need, I know for myself, I like to have questions and I like to have a little something to kind of guide me along the way. And so crafting your story, who were you? Where were you? What were you looking for? So I know just recently for us, we were looking for, Rick was getting, he wanted to retire at 55. We were looking for a way we needed to make up that added income, because there's no way in this society that pretty much anybody can live on their retirement that is given to them from their job, from their secular job. And so that's what we were looking for. And so our challenge was more about the business at that time. I will tell you one thing about with my husband, he used to get bronchitis all the time. And when he got started on the Shaklee products and added some of the immunity products, specifically the Immunity Formula One, some of the immune boosters, he hasn't had bronchitis in years. I don't remember the last time he had bronchitis. So that was amazing for him. So that was one of our challenges. But the challenge was earning that additional money, but he didn't want to go find another secular job. And neither did I, because we like our freedom and flexibility. And so because we love the products, Shaklee, we looked into what they had. And Shaklee, you can choose what level you want to be at, how much time you devote to it. And we like that, being our own boss and having that freedom and flexibility. And then obviously, who introduced you to the product? How did you know them? So I went to my upline, Dan Williams, and asked him what I needed to do to get started in this business. And he's the one that gave me the direction in order to do that. He's the one that showed me the training. He's the one that showed me how the business worked, and got my attention that I could live life on my own terms and I could do this business anywhere because I love to travel. And it gives me the opportunity to be able to do that. What are the results? Well, still have a lot. I have that freedom and flexibility. He retired over a year ago, doesn't have to work a secular job. He can if he wants to, but Shaklee's made up that difference and then some with the income. And like I said, I love the community. I love what we're doing, together as a team. And so then I always would ask people, is that something that have you ever thought about, having that freedom and flexibility and becoming an influencer, sharing something that a lot of times I'll ask people because they'll be like, oh, well, how many of you have ever heard the statement, I don't like to sell, or I'm not a good salesperson? How many of you heard that?
I probably said it.
Yeah.
I don't like to be pushy.
And
Me either.
you don't
You
have
don't.
to be.
I know, but I'm a talkable person, but I don't like to bug people.
No. And you know what's a great way to look at that is what you have to offer has made a difference for you.
Mhm.
So you continue to offer it. And it's called persistence, not being pushy. And it was so funny. Gary Burke, he's not with us any longer, but he was a master at I don't want to call him a salesman, but he was good.
Mhm.
Because of the difference that it made for him. And it was so funny. We were on a Shaklee trip. I don't remember where it was. Maybe it's Hawaii or something. And him and Faye, his wife, we were on an excursion on a boat. And he's just talking to this guy. And this is when I was just as a hobby, loving the products and being part of the community, talking to this guy about the business and this. And I'm thinking to myself, he's talking business. He's on vacation. Well, now I understand, because we have something so good that a lot of people don't know about. At least let me tell them about it, about my experience. And if there's interest, I will give them more information. If there's not, well, there's no loss. I have talked to them about it. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, everyone at one point in their life will be involved in a network marketing company. Everyone, 100%. will be involved. It just depends on with who and with what company. And so that's like my mom. My mom didn't get involved in Shaklee. She had to be asked probably a dozen times before she actually got involved with the company. And it was because it just wasn't the right timing. And that's okay. So don't be pushy, but be persistent. Always be available and offer to people, because sometimes it takes that 15th time of asking somebody to something where their life has changed and they're ready. It could be a change in their job. It could be a change in somebody in their family and their health. We just never know, because life changes so fast that we want to be available to people and have that open door. And I have people all the time that I talk to, and I say, and as I talk to them, I say, have you ever heard of Shaq? And I start asking them questions. And most of the time they're like, well, no. And I tell them, well, it is a wellness company that allows us the opportunity to help people to build better health and a lifestyle through these incredible products that people use every single day. I mean, pretty much that simple is what it allows us to do. And then if they say they've never heard of it, I say, well, and then I start asking them questions about their own health. You know, what do they do for their health? You know, would they like to feel better? Would they, and I find out what problems they might be having so that I could help offer some solutions to them. And then, you know, progressing forward to ask if they'd like more information on something specific. And so, and again, there's some information here, writing it out, speaking it, and there's some examples in here for you. There's product story examples, professional story examples. Me, I like to see these. So that's why I like to put them in here. So all you got to do in order to get this is just go to the website. They are available right here underneath Shackle University, file share, and they're right there. You can download them and print them off if you want to. Okay. So one of the things I would challenge all of you to do is if you haven't done it, do that and then send it to me. Type it out, send it to me. I'll look it over and then we'll talk about it and help fine tune it even more. And mine's consistently changing because my Shaklee story changes. It makes sense, right? And we want to be able to give people our story in a nutshell in a couple minutes and grab their attention with it. Any questions or anything on any of that?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, go ahead and